Hello, my name is Dale Williams, also known as Detailed Dale. And in this video, I am going to be doing a curly cut hairstyle. Um, we're going to start with her setting a guideline in the very front with her bangs. We're going to take about a half inch off all over and make this haircut look as feminine as possible. So well, that's what's going on. We're starting with her bang area first, where we're going to start this guideline, and then we're just going to just work from that. So now that that is in place, the guideline, you know, it's important because you have to keep going back to it over and over again as a point of reference if you want this haircut to have some symmetry. So with starting that guideline on the front, now we're blending it in from the side. So it's like I'm combing that hair all around, and I'm going to take off anywhere between, I would say, a half inch to an inch. She wants the haircut to look as feminine as possible. And that's what we're going to do. So I set that guideline in the very front, like I said, and then we're combing the left side down until we get up to around the ear. And then we're going to be bringing the ear, combing the hair down right over the ear and chopping away. So it's like slowly I'm going to be working from the front to the left front to the left side, and I'm just steady following that guideline all the way around. Now I'm partially like in the back area, and I'm combing it down and clipping accordingly. Just staying at one with the guideline. Now some areas it's going to require more to take off just to make sure that everything gets even. But that's the whole process. It's making sure everything is nice and even. Barbers, hairstylists, hair cutters, everyone has different techniques, different methods, but you have to find what works good for you. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the end result. It's almost like these methods or these techniques are like vehicles to reach the final destination. And that's what we're doing. So now I'm on the right side and just steady combing everything down to where that guideline is at. Taking off anywhere between an inch, I would say a half inch to an inch. And I just want to make sure that that perimeter going all the way around is 100% even. And I'm the type of barber or hair cutter where I don't mind backtracking, going back over, because it's got to be even, because I want her hair to flow perfectly. Okay, we're on the top. And as you see, I pulled that hair from her bang area straight up. And there's an area there where the hair is shorter and the hair is longer. Of course, the hair is longer in the area where I have not cut yet. And I'm bringing all the hair on the top, from front to back, even with that original guideline that was set in the bang area. And I'm going from the front to the back, and bringing it all in. I usually don't leave these voiceovers on haircuts because sometimes I think it's just better just to be quiet and just let the audience follow the camera and follow my hands basically and my scissors or clippers on the camera. So you can see from this side angle what I'm doing. I went from the front all the way to the back. I guess you could say like in a vertical way. And now I'm going horizontally from the front to the back. And blending everything in. And that is on the top area. And everything should flow perfectly. Once you set the guideline in, there should be really a smooth, real super smooth transition. And you can see right there with each comb through, and I have the hair within my fingers, you can see the uneven parts and the even parts. And I'm not going to stop cutting the top of her hair until everything is precise and even. Because you got that one section that's going straight down the middle, that's even. And then I went to the right side and did the right top area, and that's even. Then worked the left top area, and that's even. And, don't be afraid about not having perfect technique with your hands being all stiff and your thumb is being held a certain way and all that. You want to be relaxed. I mean, the clients that we're working on, they're relaxed. We should be relaxed as well, especially if our clients have 100% confidence in us and what we're doing. So where we're at right now in this haircut is, now I go to the top sides. And generally, I'll start on the right side, top, and blend in that right side area to the top area of the haircut. And I work that generally all the way around. And she has such beautiful hair too. I love the texture of her hair and the curl in her hair. And if you're wondering why I have this Band-Aid on my right hand, is because I was putting a pizza in the oven, and that red bar that's inside the oven that gets really, really hot. Oh, and I wasn't paying attention, or I might have been rushing, and I put that pizza in and burnt my knuckle area pretty bad. So that's the reason for the Band-Aid, just in case someone was thinking that I might have cut myself with these sharp scissors, but that's not what happened. It's a burn. I don't want to get any hair in it. So I'm working that right side, the right top side, into the top area. And I'll do that all the way around her head. Now I'm in the back top area, just like right at the occipital bone and above that area is the area I'm working in right now. And as you're cutting hair, it's good to be like at one with your tools and at one with your guideline, so that everything just flows smoothly with the perfect symmetry. And as you go through, you know you're on point because everything is blending automatically. Everything is blending perfectly. And to get whatever results that you need to get, it's okay to be unorthodox. When we talk about fighting, I've seen people, in the ring or in the streets, and someone might have a black belt, and they have the perfect technique, but it's not going to save them from getting an ass whipping if that person who may not be as skilled has that persistence to be victorious. Because sometimes when you're cutting hair, you want to do whatever technique that you've learned at that point to get the best results. It's all about results. It's all about the finished product. What is her hair going to look like when it's done? And more than that, when she get home, the next day, the day after, the week after, how's her hair going to flow? Is it going to be easy for her to maintain? Is it going to be easy for her to take care of until the next time she visits you? And so we want to be conscientious of those things and always striving for perfection. Now I'm on her left side and I'm doing a little bit of the scissor over comb. The scissors of choice in this particular video that I am using are called Mataki scissors. And you can find these scissors at mataki.com. But I'm getting up under that hair with this comb, and I'm not using a taper comb. A taper comb is that comb where it's like large on one side, and then as you scroll through it, it starts getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And as it gets to the end of it. So I'm not using that particular comb at this moment because that's not the type of comb that I need in order to get the results that I want. I'm using a larger comb. And I'm getting up under that curl that's behind her ear, and I'm using the scissors to blend it down. Now, could I use clippers to do the same thing? Yes. But I'm not. Well, someone might say, well, why not? Well, it's simple. Because I don't want to. There's more than one way to, that old phrase, there's more than one way to skin a rabbit. Of course, she's not a rabbit. And she don't want a skin haircut. But she wants a nice, perfect haircut that she can maintain until she come in again on her next visit to get it cleaned up. She wants that feminine look. She doesn't really want it to look like she got a haircut with a clipper or clippers. Now by the end of this video, I probably will be using the edgers at the end of the video to give her, to clean up with. But for the most part, this is a scissor haircut. Now we're in the back and I'm doing the clipper over comb method with a bigger comb. She was extremely specific when she said she does not want to be looking like a man's haircut. So, and I kept that in mind through this whole process. Now, some might say, well, why didn't you cut her hair dry? And I mean, well, not dry, but why didn't I cut her hair wet? There's a saying in the barber industry, in the hair cutting industry, that says dry don't lie. I've watched so many haircut tutorials where people start off cutting the hair is wet, and when the hair finally dries, guess what they're doing? They're still cutting. So, I'd rather like do the major bulk removal and do uh, the majority of the haircut dry, because then when I do wet it down and I go through it with the scissors, there should be minimal unevenness everywhere, in the front, in the back, on the sides, on the top. Everything should be blending just perfectly. At this point in the video, I'm holding her ear down, her right ear down, to remove that hair around her ears. And when you're doing that, sometimes you have to keep going over and over and over and over again. But is it worth it? Absolutely, it's worth it. Absolutely. And so that's what we're doing. Now, she wants a soft look, kinda, sorta, around the ear, but she also wanted to be kind of crisp and even too. So it's like she wants her cake and eat it too. But the main focus is still keeping that feminine vibe going on. And so that's what we're doing. And I'm the type of barber, again, like, I don't mind backtracking. I don't mind going over the same area over and over and over again, and then moving on to a different area, and then possibly coming back to that same area and doing the same thing. I'm so on point, with doing that, because I just feel like at the end of the day, it will secure your customer base. It will kind of get you closer to making sure you have a particular customer for life. 'Cause sometimes people just don't care. They just want to just get that client in a chair, whether in the chair for a half hour, 45 minutes, or what have you, and then just get them out. Yeah, and that's not what we're about. We're about being extremely detailed and precise. Precision is everything. Now, the other day someone asked me, why do they call you Detailed Dale? I mean, I am very detailed when it comes to haircuts, but at the time that we came up with that name back in 2017, I was new to Instagram, and I asked my kids, I said, can you guys come up with a name, so I could promote my business and my haircuts on Instagram? And they came back with a whole bunch of different names, Grandmaster Barber, Dale the Barber, and all that. Then my one son, my oldest boy, he said, why not Detail Dale? And I said, you know what, I like it because it rhymes. So we just stuck with it. That's all that's about. And I do, with all my haircuts, try to be as detailed as I can. You want to feel the cut. Feel it. Rub your hands in it. And just make sure everything is just flowing perfectly. From the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. And that's good. That's real good. So as I comb through the right side of her head, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now, if there is unevenness, and sometimes when you have hair that's like of an ombre color, like she has different shades of gray and silver in her hair, uh, along with what appears to be black and looks black to us, but is actually dark brown. It may look like there's some uneven spots, but you can rest assured by the time I'm completed with this haircut, it will be 100% even. Going down the left side with these Mataki shears. Do you love to cut hair? Do you like to cut hair? Because if you are, you're watching a very good video. And I am constantly learning more, constantly learning new techniques, new methods of cutting hair. You know, in this business of hair cutting or the beauty industry, the hair industry, you constantly got to be evolving, getting better and better and better, constantly learning more. And I'm from a generation of old school barbers. I graduated from barber college in 1988, but prior to graduating from barber college, I had been cutting hair, I would say as early as 83, 84. Some people say I was cutting their hair since 82, but when I graduated from high school in 1985, I went to Columbus State Community College for 1 year for business. I was cutting people's hair at school, in my mom's basement, and then finally, a friend of mine's mom, and I cut her hair. She said, if you go to barber school, I will pay your tuition. And so one day I just went up there to the barber school and got enrolled. Didn't even need to have to pay a tuition. The instructor told me that I didn't have to pay any schooling or pay for the schooling until after I had graduated. And I said, well, that works for me. But when I went into that school, I just knew I knew everything about cutting, because I've been cutting hair already for years. And guess what? I didn't know anything. And sometimes we have to get out of our way in order to get better. And sometimes we have to get out of our way in order to learn more. And there's a lot of hairstylists and barbers that have an ego, but you shouldn't have that. You know, ego, E-G-O, stands for edging God out. And we never want to do that because we need them. Not that I'm trying to be preachy or anything like that, but it's just so obvious that we need that strength in order to move forward and to survive, because it's hard out here. And you can't be that individual that think they know everything, because you don't. You don't know everything. There's always room to improve, and there's always more to learn. So I dropped out of Columbus State in '87, enrolled into the Ohio State School of Barbering, graduated in '87, graduated in '88, worked in 2 different barbershops from 88 to 1991, and then opened up my own business in 91. And thought I knew everything. Didn't know a lot. So just growing pain after growing pain after growing pains. There's always room to improve, and there's going to always be things to learn, new techniques to make you better as a hairstylist or barber or hair cutter. You have to be a sponge. There's so many people to learn from in this industry, and people that are not even in the industry. So I encourage you to never stop learning. I've been a barber for over 40 years, and there's always, I'm learning something new. I learned from people just graduating from barber school. There's always something new to learn that will help you get better and better. All right, so I'm getting off the soapbox here. So now on her left side, I'm looking through everything, and everything's looking pretty good. I'm doing a little bit of hair removal around her ear with the scissors or shears. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. When she leaves, I want her to be happy. So you see that stretch of hair right there? I'm about to remove that. It's right there at her temple. And I'm cutting in a downward motion. Nice downward motion. And I'm constantly feeling through her hair to make sure that everything is just flowing perfectly. Because these are things that she's going to do when she's at home in the mirror, styling her hair. She wants to be able to, some days, maybe put a leave-in conditioner or a mousse in her hair while her hair is wet, and then let it dry naturally for that natural, curly, soft, free flow look. Or she might want to actually, get the round brush and blow dry her hair for more of a straighter look. But no matter which way she styles her hair, depending upon what mood she's in, if she's in a hurry, or she's got some time, or she wants to spend more time styling her hair, no matter, it's all going to fall back on that cut. Because if the cut is precise and everything is even, when she get ready to style her hair, whether she's trying to, like I said, style it wet, let it dry naturally, or put curls in her hair with a curling iron or a round brush, using a blow dryer, whatever, you want that to flow perfectly. And that's what keeps clients coming back over and over again. People always say, well, what keeps clients coming back? I know with guys, and you're doing fades and all that, people want precision, but they also want that haircut. I've had so many customers tell me, hey man, this cut actually lasts me 2 weeks, not 3 days, or not even a week. They say, man, this haircut lasted me a while. So you want people to, to get their money's worth when you're cutting their hair. You want them to really, really see the value of what your skills are bringing to the table. And if you are that type of individual where you're overly concerned, about how your client look, and about making sure that you're pleasing them, you're going to win, win, win. So I'm looking at the back here, and I like what I see. Doing a little bit of scissor over comb at the bottom of the back. I am a very good barber, but I'm not the best film type of person. So some things will not be in frame, and I apologize about that. This YouTube thing is really new to me. I mean, I've been on YouTube for a while, but actually filming haircut videos and all that stuff is just one more thing to try to get better at. And, they say repetition is the mother of learning. So just by doing something over and over and over and over again, you start to perfect it and get better at it. High, top-notch quality. So I like what I'm seeing. Now there's some hair that's at the bottom of her neck, and I could easily put a shaver on it to remove those hairs, but I'm kind of concerned, like, will she break out if I use a shaver? So I might just stick with the straight razor as far as removing the stubble, like on her neck. But I want to generally keep a short, kind of a softer look around her hairline in the back. Sometimes clients will ask, well, do I need to remove a female client, do I need to remove, my earrings? And 99% of the time, no. But if she got on some big bangle type earrings, then, maybe. Because I don't want to get, caught up in that. But those times the earrings are out of the way. One thing I can promise you, though, for sure, if you subscribe to this channel and you want, to learn more about hair cutting, I promise I will deliver. I'm not the best when it comes to making videos and doing voiceovers, but I'm hoping that when people see this video, they can get something from it. Just like when I watch other barbers' videos and hairstylists' videos, whether it's hair cutting or styling, I always get something from it. Always, that I can use to help me be a better hair cutter, a better barber, and stylist. So that's where we're at. I'm going to wet her hair down and put a little bit of mousse in her hair. And once we do that, it should flow really, really good. And most women in this day and time are wearing shorter style haircuts. It varies from women to women. Some women, it's easier for them to take care of their hair when their hair is like really long. And when I say really long, like past their shoulders. Because they just put it back in a ponytail. Some women, though, it's easier for them to take care of their hair when their hair is shorter. So they just maintain a specific, length and just go with it from there. And this particular individual, she prefers to have her hair, shorter. And if her hair is, when I say shorter, like on the sides and then a little bit longer on the top, about 3 inches on the top, and then less to an inch on the side. But then as it gets down closer to her nape area or around her ear, she wants it a little bit shorter. And I think that's what we accomplished today. So a client of mine asked me the other day, he said, why are you making all these YouTube videos? Are you making money at it? To be honest with you, I'm not making any money at doing these YouTube videos. The whole purpose for making these videos is because when I'm not around anymore, and my grandkids, great-grandkids, they might have an interest in wanting to know about their grandfather or their great-grandfather or their great-great-grandfather, and it goes on and on. Someone in the family was like, oh yeah, your grandfather, he was a barber. Really? And some of the kids might say, well, is he on YouTube? Can I look him up? Yeah, he's on YouTube. That right there is the driving force of why I make YouTube videos. So if YouTube never pays me a dime, that's fine. I have multiple income streams. And YouTube necessarily doesn't have to be one of them. But it is important for me to know that like I said, my grandkids, great-grandkids, great-great-great-grandkids can have some type of point of reference to who I was when I was walking this planet. And they can look at this video or look at these videos and see what I did. So I hate to be out of frame here, and it looks like I am out of frame because all you're looking at is just a gray blocked area here. But I want to thank you, everyone, for looking at this video, and check out my other videos. And if you like what you see, then of course like it. Leave a comment. I'm open to all comments, and good or bad, and I will respond to all the comments. But if you take anything from this video, no matter where you're at in life right now, I wish much success to you. Never stop growing. Never stop learning. Stay humble. Help as many people as you can. Not because it'll come back to you. It will come back to you. Any good that you put out there in the universe, good will come back. And of course, vice versa. But, love what you do. I love cutting hair. And you may love cutting hair, you may love styling hair, but whatever you do, be the best at it. Be at it to the best of your ability. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time, take care of yourself.